Have you ever looked at someone incredibly intelligent and wondered, how can they stay in a relationship that's clearly hurting them? Maybe it's a successful entrepreneur, a respected professor, a doctor, a lawyer, or maybe it's someone in your own life. From the outside, the signs seem obvious. The constant arguments, the manipulation, the disrespect, the emotional exhaustion. Everyone can see the relationship is toxic. Everyone except the person inside it. And that's where most people get it wrong, because toxic relationships aren't about intelligence. They're about psychology. In fact, some of the smartest people are often the easiest to trap. Here's why. The first reason is something psychologists call investment. Imagine you've spent 5 years with someone. You've shared memories, made sacrifices, built routines, introduced them to your family. Maybe you've even planned a future together. Now imagine realizing it was all a mistake. That's painful. So instead of leaving, many people convince themselves things will get better, because accepting reality means accepting that years of effort may never pay off. The more someone invests, the harder it becomes to walk away. It's similar to a gambler who keeps betting because they've already lost so much money. They tell themselves, if I quit now, everything was for nothing. So they stay. Not because it's working, but because leaving feels even worse. The second reason is hope. And hope can be dangerous. Toxic people are rarely toxic all the time. If they were, nobody would stay. Instead, they alternate between hurting you and rewarding you. One day they're cold. The next day, they're loving. One day they ignore you. The next day, they're affectionate and apologetic. This creates a powerful psychological cycle. Your brain starts chasing the good moments. You begin remembering who they were at their best instead of who they are most of the time. You keep waiting for that version of them to come back. And every once in a while, they do. Just enough to keep you from leaving. It's like being stranded in a desert and receiving a few drops of water. The drops aren't enough to solve the problem, but they're enough to keep you hoping. The third reason might surprise you. Smart people often believe they can solve problems. That's usually a strength, but in toxic relationships, it can become a weakness. When something goes wrong, intelligent people often analyze. They look for solutions. They try to understand motivations. They search for explanations. They think, if I communicate better, if I become more patient, if I understand them more deeply, maybe I can fix this. But toxic relationships are rarely fixed by becoming smarter, because the problem isn't a puzzle. The problem is often the other person's behavior, and no amount of intelligence can change someone who doesn't want to change. Yet many smart people stay trapped because they treat the relationship like a problem that can be solved through effort and logic. The fourth reason is manipulation. Many people imagine manipulation as something obvious, but the most effective manipulation is subtle. It happens slowly, over time. A toxic partner may constantly question your memory. They may deny things they clearly said. They may shift blame onto you. They may make you feel responsible for their actions. Eventually, you begin doubting yourself. Even highly intelligent people can fall victim to this, because intelligence doesn't make you immune to emotional influence. In fact, smart people sometimes become experts at rationalizing bad behavior. Instead of recognizing manipulation, they explain it away. They create logical reasons for actions that shouldn't be justified, and the cycle continues. Then there's fear. Fear is one of the strongest forces in human psychology. Some people fear being alone. Some fear starting over. Some fear losing financial stability. Others fear judgment from family and friends. The relationship may be painful, but the unknown feels even scarier, so they stay where it's familiar, even when familiar hurts, because human beings often choose predictable pain over uncertain change. Now here's something that many people don't realize. Leaving a toxic relationship isn't usually a single decision. It's a process. Sometimes it takes months, sometimes years. A person may mentally leave long before they physically leave. They begin noticing patterns, recognizing manipulation, questioning excuses they once accepted. Slowly, the illusion starts breaking. And when it finally breaks, the relationship often ends much faster than anyone expects, because once someone truly sees reality, it's difficult to unsee it. The most important thing to understand is this: smart people don't stay because they're foolish. They stay because they're human. They love, they hope, they invest, they fear, they believe people can change, and sometimes those very qualities become the chains that keep them stuck. So if you've ever wondered why an intelligent person remains in a toxic relationship, remember, it's not a lack of intelligence. It's the complexity of human emotions. Because when emotions and logic collide, emotions usually win. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more fascinating insights into psychology, relationships, and human behavior.